already.
Good afternoon. It is actually
morning.
afternoon.
Not quite.
Not quite.
We're like 5 minutes until afternoon. We're early today.
We are early today. So good whatever it is, 5 minutes before noon.
Yeah, because they're watching this. It could be night when they're watching this. It could be morning. It could be afternoon.
It is Thursday, though.
It is Thursday, and it is
April 12th.
12th.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. And this is the Must Love Yarn podcast. If you are new to us, if you are not new to us, this is totally normal. I'm Angela.
And I'm Kelly.
You can find the store. The store is out on all kinds of social media because I think I forgot to say that we're coming to you from our yarn store in Shelburne, Vermont.
Yep, our brick and mortar store
Kind of
here.
behind us, and we do have an online store as well. But you can find it on all social media as Must Love Yarn. So Instagram, Facebook, Ravelry, World Wide Web, Periscope. I don't know if much is going on over at Periscope, but definitely Instagram and Facebook.
Periscope app booted me out.
Ooh.
So yeah, it did. I think it did like some update or something, and so
You can't get back in.
no, I just have to log back in, and I haven't done it yet.
Was it like the day I was freaking out over Instagram because mine did an update and I couldn't do anything in Instagram?
Well, maybe.
Kelly goes, just restart your phone. It worked. Anyway, so you can find me out on social media.
It's hard being right all the time.
Yeah, I know. My husband feels. No, I'm just kidding. Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Instagram as Kelly O Spins, and you can find me on Ravelry as Kelly Spins. See, we're punchy in the morning,
We
too.
are punchy all the time. It's nothing to do with the time of day.
Mine is from lack of sleep. I don't know why.
That would be mine as well.
I've been staying up way too late.
That's not my problem.
I'm
the small person in my house.
Your small person is your
My small person.
lack of sleep.
My second child is not the sleeper that her older brother was.
Oh,
So
he was a good sleeper.
he's a good sleeper. In fact, if he does not get enough sleep, he turns into a gremlin.
Oh, that's me.
Yep. So he's that kid, and then the other kid is like, what? It's party time. So, anyway. Good times to be had by all. But that's not why you came here. This is a knitting, spinning, crochet, and yarn podcast.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
We try.
So, we try to intermix a little other things into it to make it interesting.
Yeah.
But we like to start our podcast with our picks of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're new, the way this works is Kelly and I each pick an item from the store, and we offer 10% off that item for 2 weeks with the coupon code that we will share in between our 2 picks of the week. And a lot of times, we offer, show some pattern suggestions or other things. Sometimes it's yarn that's new to us that we're just super excited about, so we haven't actually made anything out of it yet. And so it's just our way of saying thank you to all of you that are watching.
Mm-hmm.
And if you find something you like, can get a little money off of it. We do have a tutorial of how the coupon code works in episode 73. So make sure that the coupon code goes in the spot where it's supposed to, and if you're not seeing the discount showing in your cart, then it hasn't been either the code's not right or it's not in the right spot. And if you're having problems, please call us or email us before putting your order through, because we cannot credit money back if you purchase it and then we're like, oh, I was trying to use the code. So please just get in touch with us. Mm-hmm. We're happy to help you, walk you through it or make sure you get the discount.
Right code.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're in the middle of the row. I will start.
Okay.
So mine
is way over there.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. My basket of yarn is like behind.
Hold, please.
Yeah. Hold that thought. I need some like on hold music. Okay. All right. So we've been talking for a while that we're going to do a summer tea knit along. It's probably going to start sometime in June, just because we've got a couple. I kind of went knit along wild. We've got a couple that are ending, and then a couple more that are starting. And then I think once we get those pretty well underway, so maybe June 1st-ish.
Or May.
Or May.
Do we have anything going on in May?
Well, we got the Jody Shawl knit along, and then the Shorty Sock.
Everybody's like already done with their Jody Shawls.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
You guys are amazing.
So there's no.
And I really want to start my summer top because I've got like 2.
Well, you can start it anyway.
I know because I'm not eligible anymore.
All right. Why don't we start it May 15th? I don't know why I'm obsessed with the middle of the month. Like, that is so confusing. Why don't I keep doing that?
I don't know. That's the same day our next boxes are going to be coming out.
Yeah, let's
and
not
guess
do that.
what? It's a Tuesday. Guess who's not here on Tuesdays?
Well, I guess I am. Carol will thank me later. No, she won't thank me later. Carol may never show up again. No, I'm just kidding. I suppose we could start it at the beginning of May, or we could start it like Memorial Day weekend. I don't know. We could pick a holiday weekend.
Well, because, we want to make sure that
People
they're
get it done.
before it gets too hot.
May 1st?
I think May 1st.
Okay. All right. Again, this is also totally normal. There's a lot of planning that happens right live for all of you to see. All right, so May 1st, happy May Day. There we go, happy May Day. We will be starting the summer tea knit along. When do you run that for? 2.5 months?
Mm-hmm.
May, June, July, middle of July,
Yep.
even end of July.
Perfect. So then, if people are finishing up then, the really, really hot months,
Well,
for us anyway.
Yeah, we'll run it 3 months. May, June, July. So it'll run through the end of July.
Okay.
Should give people plenty of time to knit a short-sleeved garment.
Yeah.
But
We'll talk about this in knit-alongs. So we'll get back to that.
We'll get back to this. But anyway, it's relevant to my pick of the week. Sorry, that was a long tangential way of saying this is part of the reason why I picked my pick of the week. Okay.
Go for it.
So I'm picking the Bossy, which I think we've shown before. I can't remember if we actually have had it as a pick or not. If we have, it's been a while. Yep. So the Bossy is by Haiku. It's a cotton bamboo silk blend. And this is their fingering weight version. So they come in 50 gram skeins and 220 yards. And they retail for $7.99. So it's pretty affordable. It's a really nice yarn. I have worked with this yarn. I think it's fantastic. And we got some great colors here that would make some really awesome summer tops, like this lime green. And this color here is one of my favorites. That tag is just in the way. All right, let's see. We've got this great, like, kind of violety, bluey purple color. And then we've got these guys here. So we've got just a mash of colors. This is a really kind of dark blue and this violet. We've got a white and a black and then sort of every color in between. And what can you knit out of this, you say? Well, you can knit a lot of stuff, but I do actually have a sample, and I brought it over on the little mannequin. You should be our little mannequin friend right here in between us. So this is the child size. So this is the Imogen by Carrie Bostic Hogue, and it's got this great lace panel in the front. You can see the awesome stitch definition that this yarn has.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So amazing. Cute little short sleeve tee. She has a pattern version of this for adults.
Imogen?
It's called Imogen.
Yeah.
Yep. The adult version's called Imogen. But this is just a great way. It's the same. It's exactly the same. It's just bigger sizes. But you know, if you have a small person you want to knit a summer tee for, that would count. Make one for yourself. So this is the teal color. This is what it looks like knit up. And this is, I don't know if you added this one to your bundle. Kelly did do a bundle.
I haven't yet. And I did a bundle on Ravelry, which I linked to in show notes. It's
Okay.
just adult tees and tanks and things like that right now. But Ange, I bet, has a lot of good ideas for that. So I'll have. I made it so that you and Jen can all add to it. So
I'll go add these two patterns to it so you can take a look at it. So these would both be eligible. And, you know, with the Bossy being pick of the week for the next 2 weeks, could, you know, get you well on your way. So That's the Imogen tee out of the Bossy.
Yep, and that has I think you probably read through the label of the fiber content, but that does have a little bit of a elastic in it. It's an elastane, so it has stretch to it, which is really nice. Yeah. So it's not like working with a typical cotton,
right? And
but it's also really nice to wear because it has that little bit of elastic in it.
So it's 55% cotton, 16% bamboo, 21% nylon, elastic nylon, and 8% silk. So it was really nice to work with. And I think that's, it's part of the reason why you see the nice stitch definition, is because of that elastic that's in there. But so the yarn's going to have a little bit of give, the garment's going to have a little bit of give, which is nice. Something you want for summer. So that's the Bossy.
Nice.
And we also have it, we have it in a DK weight. That's not part of the pick of the week this week, but if there's a DK pattern you wanted to make, that would also, it is available in DK weight as well.
We've got so many summer DK weight yarns. It's unbelievable. Yeah. It's great though. That's why I'm going to show you a couple that are in my queue to knit next. Yeah. Which is why I want to start, really
May 1st.
I know. I don't know if I can wait.
You don't have to wait.
I know. But I've been really good about working on just one or two projects. So
what's our coupon code this week?
Right.
Wow.
Coupon code.
Is that yours there?
Mm-hmm. These are the two that we've got.
Why don't we just stick with something like weekly pick cotton?
Awesome. That works.
Super easy.
Weekly pick cotton.
Weekly pick cotton.
Okay. So the cotton is the common theme,
yes,
between both of our picks of the week. So my pick of the week, and the reason I picked this is because I started a shop sample, and I will show that to you guys. But my pick of the week is the Katia Cotton Ombre or Ombre Cotton kits. So I don't remember when it was. I think it was probably more than a year or so ago. We have the wool version of this, and I made one in red, and I showed that on the podcast. It's really lovely. This is the cotton version of that same thing. So you get these adorable little mini skeins. Aren't they the cutest?
They're cute.
Sorry for the crinkling and the glare. But we've got them in 5 colors. So there's really pretty orange to yellow. There's the blues. This is really light blue to a dark navy. And there's grays, white to black, basically.
Cool.
There's this really pretty one. It's kind of like peachy color. It starts peach and goes to a red, like an orangey red, which is lovely. I almost did this one, but since I did my last one in red, and we don't have a lot of blue samples in the store, which is really funny to me.
That is weird.
And then I almost also did the green too, which is really cool. So this is almost like a yellowy spring green up to an olivey green. Mm-hmm. So that is my pick of the week, and it comes with a free pattern, and it comes with either, you can do a knit shawl or a crochet shawl, and because we don't have a lot of crochet samples in the store, I decided I'm going to do the crochet version. So
I'm just laughing because I was going to make that one crochet sample to have, and it's still sitting in the bag somewhere.
Well,
because you know me and crochet.
Well, so
Kelly's like, I could have told you that wasn't going to
work. It's really tough being right all the time.
That's going to be the title of our show. It's really tough being right all the time.
So I'm doing this in the blues, and I just started it yesterday, so I really haven't gotten very far. That's it. It's just a wee little crochet triangle at the moment. So it's really, really easy. I think it's like 7 rows that you're repeating, something like that, and you just go until you basically run out of one color, add your next color, and just keep on going. So it's going to be an asymmetrical triangle.
Nice.
And so that's the Katia Ombre Cotton. And like I said, it does come with this in the pack, so you automatically all you have to do is just add needles or a hook. That's a nice thing with these guys. They almost always, for all of their patterns, that they include with their yarn, which they pretty much do all the time, is give you at least one crochet option and 1 to 2 knit options, which is really kind of nice. So that is my pick of the week. So weekly pick cotton this week, and you will get 10% off either the Cassia Ombre cotton kits or the Bossy from Haiku. So some nice little cotton things. You could definitely use this kit in combination with other things and do like a fun fade or something, a cotton version.
Is there enough yardage in there if somebody wanted to tackle like one of these tees to use?
That's a good question. So each of these little mini skeins, there's 6 of them in here, are 107 yards. So you could probably do like a little tank top.
Or depending on what size you were making, but you might need 2 kits, maybe.
Yep. So. Yeah, you could do it with 2 kits. And then we do have a lot of other options in store of summer weight cotton blends. Right now, we brought in quite a lot for the summer. So, and I actually didn't grab the ones for the patterns that I'm going to do, but I'll talk about them. And I did link to them in show notes. So just
we can pause real quick if you want to go grab them.
I can.
I can pause.
Okay. Before we do that, what are you wearing this
What am I
week?
wearing this week?
Just so we have some semblance of order, because
I know, right? Some predictability.
We actually are quite organized. We've got pages of show notes here.
I know, which we kind of refer to. All right, so I'm wearing my clockwork shawl that I knit out of Legacy Fiber Arts in their Winterfell colorway. That's the sort of more grayish speckled yarn. And then the like mint chocolate chip colored one is Malabrigo. And I can't actually remember what the colorway for that was. I just call it mint chocolate chip because that's what it looks like to me.
Water
lily or water something. Sure. You'll probably look it up on my project page.
Yeah, we've got show notes.
Yep. So this is a really great, fun slip stitch 2-color shawl by Stephen West. I really enjoyed making it. He's got I think he's got another version of it called Pearl Break. I think that's right. Anyway, there's a couple different versions of it, but it's one of his earlier ones, and it's just a great like transition piece.
I think it's so cool because sitting back here and looking at it, like where the 2 colors are kind of together,
it looks like it's one.
It looks like one skein, but then you see like those little breaks where you just use the one solid, and you're like, oh, it's kind of neat.
Yeah. It has a really good effect. I mean, if you had 2 colors that were way more contrasting, it probably would look a lot different. These tended to just kind of blend together because
I kind of like it though.
I do too.
Yeah.
The Winterfell had sort of that color to it.
Yeah.
But with little pops of pink and gray. So
nice.
That's what I'm wearing. I have socks on too. I haven't seen socks. Yeah, knit socks with cables.
Nice. People are missing that. They're like, no socks?
I know. I've been wearing boots a lot because we had some freak snowstorms. So
yeah, we did.
But anyway. So you have a FO and a...
Yeah, I counted this as an FO last week, so I won't count it again. Because technically it was done last week.
Never stopped me.
Well, you know. And but I did get it blocked. I want to make sure I show the correct side. Which, it's a little bit hard to tell, but I think it's this one. Her colors were so good that they blended.
I know. I think that's actually the right side.
So well together. So this is my Jody shawl, and it's blocked. Done. And I block my shawls really heavily. I really like to do that. And this was it's a DK weight knit on size 7 needles, so it is a little bit open, which is nice. Then you get a lot more drape to the fabric. So you can see the lace detail down here at the bottom a little bit. It's a little bit hard to see it, but you can tell that is there. And
we are currently running a Jody along.
Yep, it started April 1st.
Yep,
and runs
through the end of May.
The end of May. So there it is in all its glory. This is from a kit by Peggy Jane Fibers, and we had a whole bunch of them right before the knit-along started, and we sold completely out of them.
And we are going to be getting some more. We thought we were going to have them this weekend, but you know, small dyers, sometimes, you know, things come up and it takes them longer.
Yeah. So anyway, that is, that's that. And so we'll let you guys know as soon as we get more kits in. We're getting more of this particular colorway, and we're getting 2 other colorways as well. So.
And there's still plenty of time. This is a super fast project. We have people who have
finished one and they're starting on
the second one. Yeah. And it just, the knit along started April 1st and today's the 12th. So it's a super fast knit. So don't worry, plenty of time to participate even after the other kits come into stock.
Yeah, because this is a DK weight shawl and they are, you know, quite quick to knit.
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
Yeah, it's really lovely.
I know, I like mine. I get a lot of wear out of mine.
So this one's going to be living here at the store for now anyway. And so if you want to come in and check it out, then you can do that. You can see it here.
I've seen some really cool color combinations people have been posting on
that's so fun, isn't
the
it?
chatter threads on the Ravelry boards.
Yeah. So, and the second color is the one you use the most of. I had very little of that one left. But I had quite a bit of the third color left, so I actually added a couple rows. You could even add another repeat of the lace chart if you wanted to. That would be very easy to do. I didn't do that. I just added a couple more rows of garter. I think 4 more rows, and then bound off. So,
so it's a pretty versatile and easy to adjust shawl and project.
Yeah,
so
definitely, it's very intuitive. You know, once you get rolling with it and kind of see how it's coming together. You know, it's easy to adjust it.
So I have been working on, let me do this one that I'm working on here second.
Okay.
Because it leads into another knit along that is going to start on Tuesday.
Okay.
All right. So on the Spice Market, was diligently working on this.
So this one ends.
So we're writing it along for On the Spice Market. It ends on Monday, so you have a few more days to get your projects posted in the finished objects thread. We've seen there's been some really awesome shawls knit up, and I finished the dotted heart.
It's so
the
pretty.
Dots, thank you. And I ran into a small snag. What's the small snag, you say? Well, so first off, I knit this on size US 5s, 3.75 millimeters.
And a lot of people went up in needles.
Needle size. The pattern calls for 2.5 millimeter needles.
2.5.
So I did not check gauge. I supposedly had enough yarn, but I ran out of the gray. That's all I have left of the gray. And so I need it for like 8 or 10 more rows, because what you do is you knit these solid panels and then you do like a
couple of rows
down and back of the gray in between each of the solid colors.
Yeah.
And I kind of waffled for a little bit, like, oh, well, maybe I'll just skip that part. Maybe I'll use a different gray, because it's far enough away from this gray that it'll be fine. And then I thought, nope, you know what? I want it all to match. So I went back out to Gail's Art, and I thought, you know, if she has this yarn available, I'll just get another skein. If she doesn't, I will come up with plan B. She had another skein available, so I bought that. I'm just waiting for it to arrive so I can finish, because I've gotten as far as I can until I need the gray again. And I will have a considerable amount of the gray skein left. But I think I'm also going to have some of these other colors left, because I have, you know, like this much of the first color, and should have some little bits and bobs, so I can do something like a hat with the leftovers. I could do some fingerless mitts. I could probably do a cowl. I could probably do some mittens. I mean, Mina Phillip had that cute pattern that she was releasing with sort of like this same kind of texture with multiple colors. And
yeah,
I
she
think
did
she
a cowl
had
and a hat.
cowl and a hat. So there's some options out there to be able to use up the ends or the leftovers. And so I was like, it's not that big of a deal. So this one's just on hold till the next skein. The other skein shows up. It hasn't arrived yet. It might be in the mail today. I think it shipped on Monday. So we'll see. It may, like many projects, when this happens, get set aside because I'm going to want to start something else.
I know.
So progress, though I might try to be just good with it and just get it done.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Yeah. As soon as the yarn comes, like, skein it up.
Yeah.
You know, ball it up and then.
Yeah. I'm hoping that it comes today because
Yeah.
I can bring it with me tomorrow. I have time to like pop over to the store to wind it up, and then I can just go.
Yeah.
And get it done. I'd love to get it off the needles.
Yeah.
Have a finished object. So anyway, so that one is, I've been working on it, but it's taking a break.
Yeah.
While I'm waiting for more yarn to arrive.
Nice.
Yeah. So you are making some progress there,
So
lady.
I am, and I've got 3 stitches left to knit. So let me do that, and then I can show this to you. So I showed you that wee little crochet triangle that I started, and I only just started that yesterday, so it doesn't have much progress on it. But the thing that I've been working on the most is my Changes shawl, and this is a pattern that was so generously gifted to me by Mina Phillip of the Knitting Expat. It's Knitting Expat Design if you're interested, and I've got it linked in show notes if you guys want to check that out. So last week I actually showed you I had started this center panel, and I was about that far along. So I finished the center panel, and I've actually started the stripes.
That looks so amazing.
So this is how mine is going to start out.
I love that orange.
I know, isn't that fun? So it's transitioning from this orange all the way up through to some kind of purpley blues that I've got set aside, and I've got the picture of all the colors I'm using up on Ravelry, and it's a good thing I have that picture because I was like, which color am I using next?
Yeah.
So it's really, really fun. This yarn is Primrose, and it's her Adelaide base, and it's the squeaky colorway. And then the first 2 yarns that I've used here are both Legacy Fiber Arts yarns. And then the next one is a Peggy Jane Fibers. I got one of her mini skein kits. Actually, we've got still one of them left in the store of this these colors, which is, they're kind of these really pretty berry colors. I think she calls it berry mix or something, where it goes through kind of like these really pretty reds up through purpley blues, and I'm using every single one of the colors from that. That was kind of my inspiration, and I was like, well, I bet I could find a couple other mini skeins I've got kicking around.
Yep.
And so I'm using hers, and then the Legacy yarn, and then Fiber Stash. I've got some Fiber Stash minis too that I'm going to be using. So I was just trying to figure out. I just did my last a row of the kind of neutral color, which is this one, the main color, and then this is my next color that's going in there. I was going to double check my picture to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's the next one that's going in there. So it's really, really fun. This center panel was a breeze to knit. It was very, very intuitive, and even though there is texture to it, I'll hold it up closer so you guys can see. There's texture to it. It's really quite easy. And then these sections here are really, really easy. It's just a 2-row repeat as well. So, you can be sitting watching TV, talking to people, and work that and not even really have to pay a whole lot of attention, which I love about her pattern. She's very aware of using texture in a way that brings interest, but it's usually a texture pattern or, a number of texture patterns that are very memorizable and you don't really have to think about, which is nice. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at for working on patterns right now. I like having something that is fun, interesting, and has a little bit of detail or interest to it, but isn't something that I have to stay tied to a chart to work on right now. Just that's not where I'm at. So it's a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying that. So,
And the nice thing about this particular pattern is that it's knit sort of modularly,
Yeah.
so you don't have a huge number of stitches
Yep.
on the needle at any one time.
Yeah,
which is nice.
it is nice because then you don't feel like you're in this big slog, like, oh, I've got to knit,
400 stitches.
Yeah,
in
and
this
like one row just takes you, a half an hour to knit. It's not like that at all. You can get a row done pretty quickly. And then you've got the joy of like, oh, I'm on to my next color,
Yeah.
And I've got a couple ends I've got to weave in, but I've been kind of keeping up with weaving in ends so that I don't get to the end and have a whole bunch that I've got to do.
Yep.
So this section will be repeated down on this corner here, and then there's a couple other sections you build off of this with a different pattern texture, and then you do the same on the other side. So it's a big rectangular wrap style shawl.
Yep.
So it's a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying the knit. It's a lot of fun to knit. So thanks again, Mina, for the pattern.
Thank you.
It's fantastic, and Mina is doing a knit along, and I still haven't gotten over to her board to join in on the fun, but I've got to do that at some point and share my colors and talk about progress and stuff, because it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
So yeah. So that's
Awesome.
where I'm at, and it's just cruising, and I've been enjoying this
Nice.
a lot. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
So I didn't bring it with me. I'm going to give like the 30-second update of the Eye-Blink shawl. I showed it last week.
Oh,
It's
the yellow.
The yellow shawl. It's a project I'm working on for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I've hit the beading portion of the shawl, so it's not going to be traveling very easily. But I'll try to get it in. Maybe I'll bring it in next week, because I hopefully will have one chart repeat done by then. We did have what I'm referring to as the coffee incident this weekend, where a cup of coffee got upended on me and the shawl, because somebody was doing some headbutting. Yeah, I've got a headbutter. There probably was some swearing, some stomping around, some really tense moments while I was trying to figure out if the coffee was going to come out or if I was going to have to start over. The good news is the coffee came out.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. 'Cause you never know with coffee sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, so if you can catch it right away, and
Yeah.
oh,
Yep.
that would be heartbreaking, though.
So that happened.
Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. Especially, it's one thing if you were knitting for yourself.
Well, and that's,
But she's knitting it for somebody else for a wedding.
It's not mine, and it's for a wedding. If it was mine, although I probably would have been a little cranky, I would not have had the reaction that I did.
Yeah.
Because
there's a deadline.
Yeah,
and
it's just...
Yeah, there's a number of factors that weigh into the...
So that was a really exciting way to start my Saturday morning last weekend. But all's well. All is well. So, ridiculous. So anyway, so I will try to remember to bring that in next week so I can show you guys. It's going to be beautiful. It's a really lovely shawl. It just, again, deadline.
Yeah.
Deadline.
Yeah.
Deadline.
Nice.
So that, am I still?
I can talk about one other thing that I've done.
Yeah.
So I have been talking about every once in a while about the Willow Sweater pattern by Pam Allen.
It's the elusive willow.
I know, and I finally got my gauge swatch blocked, and I checked gauge, and my gauge, I'm getting more stitches per inch than the recommended gauge. And so now I have a decision to make, because the pattern itself, let me see if there's a picture I can show you. So I own the book. I bought the book, but I like to photocopy patterns out of said book so that I can just carry the pattern with me and not
also
have
write
to.
on it. And
Yeah,
make notes.
I write on my patterns a lot, so I obviously don't want to write in my book. So that's the pattern, and I just copied it in black and white. So especially if I'm taking it with me on the go and things. And so my gauge is I'm getting more stitches per inch than what it calls for. So whatever I knit is going to turn out smaller than the size that are listed on here. So this is a really loose fitting sweater. The model the picture I just showed you, she's wearing a sweater that has 16.5 inches of positive ease.
Whoa.
That's a lot of positive ease. So it's meant to be a very loose fitting sweater, and a lot of the sweaters in the book were meant to be loose fitting. This is a drop shoulder sweater, so it's kind of basically a box, and then you pick up stitches and knit the sleeves down. The one thing that a lot of people have been talking about doing is going down a size so that they don't have quite so much positive ease, so they're more in the 6 to 8 inches of positive ease rather than up into the teens of positive ease. The one thing that I want to point out to anybody who might be thinking about doing that, and it was because a customer who was going to knit this pointed it out to me, is that the sleeve circumference is quite small on the smaller sizes, and a lot of the patterns, designers who are doing drop shoulder sweaters are doing that, so you don't get a lot of bulk in the underarm. So the sleeves are nice and fitted, but then the body of the sweater is quite loose. So just double check that. There is a schematic included with the pattern that has the size, the arm circumference size. So just double check that if you are thinking about going down a size, and because that would be a factor. I'd have to do, I think, so that it fit my upper arm measurement, I'd want to do the third size from the beginning, which I think the finished measurement for the chest, the bust measurement, is 48.5 inches. So that's basically, it's more than 10 inches. It's like 11 inches bigger than what my actual bust measures. So it would be very roomy, but because my gauge, I'm getting more stitches per inch. If I knit it at the gauge I'm getting now, it would end up being about a 42 inch, which would be about right. But the thing is, my row gauge is off too, and I just checked that. So that means that it's really not gonna make up for that if I do the next size up that I'm supposed to. So I probably am gonna go back to the drawing board and do another swatch on size 8 needles. I did mine on size 7 needles. So, which I hadn't measured the row gauge yet this morning before when I was like, oh, this will work out perfectly.
This will be great.
Yeah.
I have this plan.
So now I'm gonna probably do a gauge swatch on 8s and see where that gets me, and go back to the drawing board. But this sweater may wait. There's a lot of summer tops I want to do, so I may end up putting this on the back burner just because it's a lovely, lovely sweater, and I do want to do it. And I've got the yarn to do it. But I probably won't wear it a whole lot between now and the fall. So if I, pick this back up again in fall. Yeah. So who knows? You may see this again soon, or you may not. But I am going to be doing it. I just thought I'd share that little bit of information with you guys. Gauges can be a little tricky sometimes. Yeah. And figuring out what you like, what you don't like. And this does have some alpaca in it. It's an alpaca wool. I'm using the Quince & Co. Owl, which is what the patterns in the Pam Allen's Plain and Simple book were written for. But just a thought to keep in mind if you guys are thinking about doing those patterns. Definitely be sure. I love patterns that include schematics because they're very, very helpful. You can go back and compare your measurements to the ones on the schematic and make sure that they're falling in line with what you need. So that's all I'm working on. I got to pick up Nanil Chick again and get that done.
Get it done.
I haven't done that yet because I've been working on this.
Distracted.
I know.
Distracted. So I've also been plugging away on the jelly rolls here. I'm just going to finish this one little row. So we have a Shorty Sock along that's starting on Tuesday. If you head over to the Ravelry boards, I've started a thread And in the thread, I linked a bunch of different patterns that you're not...
Some knit, some crochet.
Some knit, some crochet. You're not required to use one of those patterns, but if you were...
Just some inspiration.
Looking for some inspiration.
Yep.
Those were all sort of suggestions. So I'm
So
knitting... Thank you.
Those little
I'm
socks are
knitting
so
the jelly rolls. And it's got this great like slip stitch heel and the 2 little rolls at the top. So this is knit out of a Legacy Fiber Arts kit.
Not one of the ones that we had in store. She didn't take those away from you, but
I
they
did
sold out in like a
not.
day.
Kelly didn't even buy any of them. They were just like gone like that. So
I left them all for you.
yeah, so thank you to everybody who purchased one. It's just amazing to me. But anyway, this is one that I bought directly from Legacy Fiber Arts. And you know, keep an eye. I know they're going to Maryland at the beginning of May. Is it the beginning of May?
Yeah.
Beginning of May. A lot of times when they get back from those kinds of festivals, they
We'll buy up a whole bunch of their
their
we back
do.
stock.
We do. So Sue, we'll be in touch. But it's, you know, it's coming along. The nice thing about Shorty Socks is you really only have the foot to knit because there's not a whole lot going on up here at the top. I mean, this one has a little bit more interest because you have these 2 rolls that you're doing and the slip stitch heel with the 2 colors. There's also a ribbing section to the middle of this foot in the two colors. But they're pretty quick knit. So this knit along starts on Tuesday and it runs through... Did I do the middle of June? Can't remember at this point. Yep, middle of June. April 17th to June 17th.
Right, because we're going to draw when I get back.
Yes, right when you get back. So come on over, join the fun. People were super excited about the kits, but you can make your own kits. You don't have to use 2 colors. So you could do single colors or use up leftovers, whatever works for you. So you can see a theme here for summer. These are great socks to wear during the summer.
Yep. I know, and a lot of people have, they don't want to wear wool in the summer, but I wear wool year round.
Me too.
It's actually,
It's breathable.
It's breathable and it wicks moisture, so it keeps you more comfortable a lot of times than a cotton would, because cotton holds on to the moisture and so it stays damp.
Yep.
So I really like wool.
And the Shorty Socks are nice because then you don't have something on your leg. It just is kind of sitting above your shoe. I like them a lot because if I'm not always wearing flip-flops or sandals, like a lot of times I will need to wear a sneaker, or like if I'm at work I have, you know, clogs and stuff that I wear, and so just having a short little sock that I can put on is nice, even during the summer. So
Exactly.
So those are the things I've been working on. Basically the same stuff that I've been showing for like weeks at this point.
Do you have more whipses?
No.
That's all your whipses?
Nope. That's, I mean, yes, that's all. That's my whipses.
Okay. So upcoming projects. What do you have your eye on?
I have my eye on the Changes shawl, but it's also entirely possible that that project will just sit in its project bag for a while.
You're having issues with shawls lately.
The shawls and yes, they've been attacking me. So I may switch gears. I've been wanting to knit a tee for the, you know, short sleeve tee along, so I may get one of those started. Mina Phillip just released, and you guys are sorry, I'm totally crushing on Mina's patterns right now.
She's released some really lovely ones.
Yeah, just had some. She's knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, we seem to have a really similar design ethic or ethos. Aesthetic. There you go. Whatever. One of those words. So she just released what she's calling her double Dutch cardigan. And it's a cute little cabled cardigan out of DK weight yarn for little people.
Look at those little baby jeans.
I know, aren't they
That's
so cute?
stinking cute.
So cute. So I've been watching her knit this and have it out on Instagram, and she's been talking about it on her podcast and some of her vlogs. And so I've just been waiting for the pattern to be released.
It's really cute.
It's super cute. It's got a great shawl collar, cute cable. I was going to see if I could
That'd be
find.
lovely in an adult version too.
Yeah. So this is great cable on the back, and then one that runs down each side of the button on the front. And so she finally released it. I think it just was released today. So of course I immediately bought it. Because I was like, yes, I've been waiting for that. So I might do that, but you know, DK weight sweater, cardigan, it wouldn't get used in my house again probably till like the fall.
So you'd have to plan size-wise and...
Yeah, I think it's okay because the size I would knit is the 2 to 4 year old size,
Yeah.
so that would be fine.
And it would give Abigail plenty of room.
Yeah, maybe a year or 2 seasons out of it. So the other one that I'm waiting for her to release, I just giving y'all a heads up because I'm gonna blabber on about it when it does come out. Is I think she's calling it like her Parisian Dreams or.
Oh yeah, that is what she named it. Yep.
That's an adult size sweater. It's a pullover with a lace detail
really
on it. Fingering weight sweater. It's really lovely. I think
it's being test knit now, right?
Yep. Currently being test knitted, so it may. I think the test knits need to be wrapped up by the middle of May. So, you know, probably sometime
Early June.
I would
Yeah.
expect for it to get released. I have what I view in my head as the perfect stash yarn for it, but sometimes when the pattern comes out and I go look at the yarn, I'm like,
Not as much as I thought.
not as much. So that's probably going to be coming down the pipeline for me. Though again, that's one of those ones where it wouldn't get worn until later. But kind of keep an eyeball on those. But I think really just the sweater, the t-shirt thing. Probably gonna cast on one of those here.
Nice.
I think I showed you guys the spring tee by Anna Struck. That's the one I've been eyeballing. I really like the look of it.
Yeah.
And the shape of it. So
Nice. I've got a couple. So I was going through this morning and putting a whole bunch of stuff in the bundles, and I came across 2 that I really, really liked. The first one that I came across it's a little tank top, and it's got kind of a cowl neck to it. So I just printed out the front page, and it's called the Cowl Shell, and it's by Myrna Batten, and it's a Ravelry pattern. It's a $5 pattern. So I think that this is probably one that I will do. Like, I want to knit so many summer tops, it's not even funny. So the yarn that I'm thinking about knitting it in is Lana Grossa Baton, and it is mostly cotton. It's like 96% cotton, I think. Nope, 94% cotton, and then 6% polyamide or nylon, because it does have, I don't know if it'll show up on here, but there are little, yeah, there you go. There are little slubs in there. So it's going to have some texture to it, which is kind of neat, especially because, you know, it's mostly stockinette. So it'll be nice to have that little bit of texture throughout the piece. So that's one that I'm thinking of, and we've got this in a lot of nice neutrals. We've got a couple different grays, navy. So it's a really nice, it's very soft. So that's one that I'm thinking about doing. And then the other that I'm thinking about doing, and I haven't decided on color for this one because we have too many colors, and I just ordered some more colors of it that haven't come yet, I know. So this is Jessie's Girl, and it is a very loose fitting tee that it actually doesn't have sleeves, but it is a drop shoulder basically, so you get almost like a little bit of a sleeve that comes down. So it's basically a big rectangle that you knit, and it actually is longer. It's a little bit hard to tell, but because her arm's right there, but you can tell that the back comes down longer. So it's meant to have quite a lot of positive ease. So this is Jessie's Girl by Elizabeth Smith, and this is another Ravelry pattern. It's a $6 pattern, and it's basically just a garter top, 2 rectangular rectangular shapes that, you know, for the front and the back, and then you seam them together.
nice.
And so I am thinking about using, and this uses a sport weight, the other one calls for a DK weight. I'm thinking about using the Elspeth Levold Hempathy. So these are a couple colors I'm considering for if I did just a solid. This is color 80 and this is color 81. I just do a solid. This might be a little bit brighter than I want. If I wanted a more neutral that I can wear with a lot of other things, I might go with something like this. But I've got a lot of, I think I've got 6 new colors coming in, and I've got this like really deep purple. That would be nice. And kind of go with a lot of things because it's, so the Hempathy's been around for a long time. If you guys haven't come across that, it's a hemp cotton modal blend. And they also not too long ago came out with Hempathy prints. So this is a really nice, it's got kind of like sand and browns and with just a little bit of kind of a bluish gray. Yep. So that would be really pretty, and I'd be able to wear it with a ton of things too, but have a little bit more interest because it's got those subtle color changes to it. So that's another one that I was thinking of doing for the Jessie's Girl tee. So
nice.
Yeah, so I liked both of those a lot, and I think they'd both be really wearable pieces. So those may be coming up next rather than Willow.
Yeah,
I really want to do Willow, but she may just have to sit on my back burner.
We're all getting excited for the summer stuff.
We're sick of the weather. It's been so up and down and
ridiculous.
Really
and we're
chilly.
supposed to get more nasty stuff this weekend.
We're supposed to get a ton of rain the next couple of days, and then it's supposed to change to like a snow-rain mix.
Snow, ice, whatever.
Yeah. So we're trying to urge spring along.
I know. But come on, spring.
Yep. So that's what I've got. Those two are the only thing that I've got my eye on at the moment.
Nice. So I have that one acquisition I talked about earlier that has not
Your one
arrived
skein?
yet. My one skein.
I know.
One skein.
I don't have any new acquisitions. Ooh, an update so you guys know. Making Magazine is due to be released on the 20th.
April 20th.
And ours shipped yesterday.
Yay.
I thought I had more on order than I did, so I might have to just quickly get another order in. I'm going to see how many show up because they should be here. They're only over in Maine, so it doesn't take long for stuff to get to us.
Yep.
I'm going to see how many come, and then I might just reorder before they even release it. So
this
that'll
has been
have
super popular.
And this issue, you guys, they send us like the press kits ahead of time. There are so many fabulous patterns and pieces and designs. There's a lot of needlework, not needlepoint necessarily, needlework pieces. There's some embroidery, there's some sewing, there's a lot of knitting patterns. There's so much in this particular magazine that's coming up. So this one is number 5, and it's color, and it's just amazing. I am so excited for it. So
I can't wait. Super cool. So we have a couple other things. We have a few things coming up.
We have a lot.
We are starting to pack our schedule for later in the spring and summer. So April 21st is Local Yarn Store Day.
And this is the first one that has ever been held. They're trying to
promote local yarn stores.
Yeah. And April is typically the slowest month for almost all yarn stores. It's just, a lot of people are wanting to get outside. So April's a tough month for yarn stores. So show your yarn stores some love in April.
Show some love.
And there's we're doing a number of different things. A lot of companies are providing free patterns with the purchase of yarn. Barocco, we've got these great pattern books. They have 6 patterns in them. So with the purchase of one of the yarns that's actually used in the book, you'll get the free pattern book. And which their pattern books are usually like a $10 to $12 value. So it's a great deal.
Good deal.
And Casapinka has a shawl pattern that's coming out, and we have a code for that. So if you buy any indie dyed yarns to make that shawl, you get the free shawl pattern, and it's only going to be for that particular day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's a really cool shawl pattern, and she wants to help promote indie yarn dyers as well as local yarn stores. It's great when everybody can work together and support each other.
Absolutely.
So that's another really fun thing. Knitting Fever, so they distribute a lot of fabulous yarns. Juniper Moon Farm, Mirasol, Aricania, they've got a ton. I could go on and on. Ella Ray. But they are actually giving a coupon code to use for the purchase of one pattern from most of their lines, which they have just tons. So you can either do it from their website or you can do it from Ravelry, any of the patterns they have on Ravelry.
Nice. But you have to come into the store to get
You
the
have
code.
to come into the store. That's the whole thing. They're really pushing for supporting your local yarn store. So whether, you can find out what your local yarn store is doing if you're not local to us, or you can, if you are local to us, come on in and see us. So we'll have these coupon codes available for you guys that we'll be giving away, some with yarn purchase and some just to help support the other companies as well, the ones that we do business with. So
awesome.
Awesome.
So that's coming up in April. June 2nd, we have in the afternoon we're running 2 trunk shows, one with Green Mountain Spinnery and one with Fiber Stash. And we're also having our Meet the Farmers event. So we've talked quite a bit the last 2 podcasts about who's coming in. We probably maybe have a blog post that we could put up with more details if you're interested in that, or we're thinking like, I'd like to make a trip to Muscle of Yarn. That maybe is a great weekend to come up. We're
a lot going on
still, there's a lot going on. We might try to figure out, I know we'd had a couple requests from our folks that are, way too far away, if we could do a YouTube live event for the presentation. We might see if we can figure out logistically how to do that. So stand by. We'll try to see what we can do about running a live event so people can see because it's an amazing presentation. And it would be actually kind of cool to capture it to have. It's super interesting. So
I bet we could do it. We could set up a tripod and
the iPad and just run it. The trick would be figuring out where to put it. But anyway, we'll see if we can sort that out. For you guys who can't join us. And now that the show notes have been updated, so June 9th, not June 19th, June 9th is Worldwide Knit in Public Day. Kelly, I think, is going to be gone, so I need to chat with Jen. We'll be doing something here at the store for that. So stay tuned if you're local. July 2018 is the Great Northern Yarn Haul, which we've participated in the last couple of years. So that's like a 2.5 week.
Jen's going to get me the exact dates for that. So we'll update that. But it is set, and
it's basically
there's 20 to 25 different shops that are participating this year, from Vermont all the way to Maine. So it's Lake Champlain coast to the Atlantic coast, basically.
And it's fun, and I know the prizes are being handled a little bit differently to basically have more prizes, and all the stores that are participating are doing giveaways. So it's really fun, and it's a great way to get out and explore some new yarn stores. We also have, during that time frame, July 14th, in the store we are going to be offering a Latvian colorwork mitten class with Donna Drukanis. So that's going to be happening. If you haven't seen her work, it's beautiful,
amazing.
And she's
a wealth of knowledge, and she's spent a lot of time over there, so she is great with the history part of it too. So she does some really cool lectures, and it's phenomenal. So we're just delighted. She lives in Vermont now, so she's been here a few years now. And we're just really excited to have her come and do a class with us. It's going to be a nice long class. It's going to be, I think...
Is it an all-day class?
It's almost an all-day. It's like a 4 to 6 hour class, I think. Something like that. We'll have more of details as it gets a bit closer. But it is going to be July 14th. So if you're
something you're interested
in the area, or you want to come up for the class... we'll get those details for you, so you can definitely plan for that.
Absolutely. And then finally, July 28th, we've scheduled our night at the ballpark with the Vermont Lake Monsters. So just throw that on your calendar now.
That's our Stitch and Pitch event.
Which is super fun. Lake Monsters is great. It's a great family event. So bring your kids, bring your spouses, or not, leave them home. I don't know. We'll all be there. We are not selling 50/50 raffle tickets this year.
So we'll be hanging out with you guys.
So we will be in the stands.
Probably throwing some loot at you.
Probably. I think we'll have to put some loot together. Fun loot, yarn, and some other stuff.
You know what would be fun is to get some baseball tees printed with our logo. And then kind of toss those to people.
Yeah,
I think that'd be kind of fun.
I know.
See how we keep planning?
I know. I know some people. We could totally do that. That would be awesome. All right, we should chat more off here about that. And so that's my list. I know there's some other stuff that is still in the works that we've been tossing about the idea. So I'm going to toss this out here. I did not pre-approve this with Kelly. We've chatted about it a little bit, but I want to gauge the interest. If Kelly and I were to plan a knitting retreat to happen here in Vermont for a long weekend, would you guys be interested?
And what format do you want to have instructors? Do you want it to just be kind of low key? We just all hang out and knit and plan wine tasting and beer tasting or food oriented events or, seeing local attractions, going on a lake cruise, hanging out on Church Street because there's a ton to do.
Brew tour, just...
There's so many things to do here. And we could do a hike. We could do, there's a lot of different things that we could do.
So give us a little bit of feedback. This is something that we're
starting to tossing around.
Kind of wanted to gauge the interest and just see what people were interested in.
Yeah. So we can start, talking to different venues for, how... whether it's going to be a smaller, intimate type retreat, where we don't bring in
other people.
We don't bring in, teachers and things like that, where, if it's just a smaller group of people that want to kind of hang out and just knit and have a weekend away with like-minded knitters, that kind of thing. So we're just trying to gauge and see, maybe we do 2 different ones, maybe do odd years where we do 1 year we'll do kind of a small intimate and then
one in the winter that's a small intimate one and maybe something bigger during the summer. We're just sort of exploring this idea and we'd love a little bit of feedback if that's something people would be interested in. So throw it in the comments or shoot us a message. You can use the hello@muscleofyarn.com or Angela at muscleofyarn.com, Kelly at muscleofyarn.com is the email. So drop us a line, let us know. Because we love to interact with people. And this would be a great way for us to do that. So in person.
And we've had a few people ask us if we would do a retreat. So just getting people's feedback about what is of interest to them, whether they want just to kind of have a nice quiet place to sit by the lake and just veg and knit, or if you want to be more active, or if you want to be educated with classes, or what is appealing to you, and maybe that's a number of different things. So
absolutely. And then maybe a little bit of feedback about what folks' tolerance level are for price point. And definitely if there were instructors or it was more sort of class heavy, the price point's going to go up because there's a cost associated with that. But we're just, because that helps us determine what venue might be appropriate, based on maybe what people's cash flow abilities are. And with price point, I think we would be looking at maybe like a 2 to 3 nights with food probably included, maybe 1 dinner out that would be on your own. So keep factor that in when you're thinking about.
Well, and part of that is going to play into walkability. If we did it right down in Shelburne Village, there's a lot of things you can walk to and do, and it's not far from the store. But then we've looked at a few venues that are further out that are more isolated, which are great for you just want to hang if you want to just have quiet downtime in the woods or near the lake or something like that. And a lot of those venues do have food right there on site. So that's kind of you know, those are the different things that we've been chatting about.
Yep. So just let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know. So, all right. So the On the Spice Market knit along is closing out here on Monday. And like I say with everything, if the finished object thread is unlocked, post away, because if I forget to lock it, just keep at it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible that it will slide until we get ready to podcast on Thursday. So I'm just saying. If it's unlocked, throw your finished object out.
It's fair game.
It's totally fair game. The Jody Shawl knit along is underway, and that one's running through the end of May.
Jody.
The Jody Shawl. Starting Tuesday is the Shorty Socks along. And then apparently also starting May 1st is the summer top knit or crochet along. Apparently Kelly also loves cows. It's not just me.
I'm just so excited to start some summer takes and tees and stuff. Especially when you get, oh my god, when you get on Ravelry and you start looking through all the possibilities out there. It's so dangerous. Because then I start thinking about the yarn that we've got in the store and things that could be shop samples as well. And then I'm like, oh, that would be really beautiful in this. And
Yep.
Yeah.
And so next week we are going to be celebrating our 2-year podiversary.
So next week's going to be tricky.
Oh, because Carol's gone.
Everybody's gone. So it's school break for a lot of people next week.
So not us.
Not you. Well, it is for other people.
Okay.
So
it may be a sad 2-year podiversary for us.
We could always do a morning before the store opens. Because I could do Thursday morning before the store opens.
Okay.
If that fits into your schedule.
I'll have to check.
And my husband's gone next week, so I'm going to have the dogs with me, but they're really good, so they'll just hang out front.
Super fun. All right.
Well, it's going to be a nutty week for me next week.
We'll take this conversation actually off air. Stay tuned.
We will. But we'll fit something in for you guys. Yeah. We'll make it work.
Maybe it'll be a short one.
Yeah.
With just us eating cake.
Just us sitting here shoveling cake into our mouth.
Yep.
Wearing like little hats
Party
and
hats.
streamers and happy anniversary.
Yes. Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
We got to do something.
I know.
Got to do something. So anyway, I should probably go eat some lunch before.
I know my belly's starting to growl, so.
Yes. Fall out of the couch here, which would be good for no one.
Nope.
And Carol's probably got to skedaddle along.
Before too long.
Yep. So anyway, so thanks for stopping by, hanging out with us for an hour plus.
Because, you know.
And if you enjoyed yourself, had a good time hanging out with us, please feel free to subscribe.
Or give us a thumbs up, because we like to see how we're doing. It's kind of a gauge of sometimes
whether we're bringing you stuff you want to hear or not. So you can subscribe by hitting the subscribe button, which is somewhere down here on YouTube.
And then the little bell that's there if you want to get the push notification, so you get a notification as soon as we upload new content to our channel. If you click on that, then that'll make it so you get automatic notifications, not just an email, because the emails kind of show up whenever. I've got them at random times.
Yeah. But the push notifications as soon as it gets uploaded.
Yeah.
And if you're listening or watching us on iTunes, you can subscribe through iTunes. And also we're on Google Play, I think, as well. So,
and thank you to all of the new subscribers. We've had a lot of new
Yeah.
subscribers recently,
Awesome.
which is fantastic, and we hope that you are enjoying it. And we do have a section in Ravelry that's called What Do You Want to Hear About? Okay. So if there's something in particular you want us to talk about, whether it's a review, whether it's a particular yarn, whether it's
a technique, needles. We've been getting a lot of questions about our zings. So
yeah, actually, we're both knitting with zings today.
Yes, we are.
This is the first project I've used them on, and I've really enjoyed them. So
maybe in one of the future episodes here soon, we can do a full review of the zings.
Yep.
Because I've gotten some pretty good mileage out of mine.
Yeah.
So.
And to all of our returning viewers,
Thank
of
you.
course, thank you. We love getting all of your comments.
Guys are the best.
Yes. we really have a lot of fun chatting with all of you guys, and we do our best to respond to as many of your comments as we can.
We read them all. We don't always respond. If somebody's posted
a question,
we try to get that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
So
anyway,
we hope you guys have a good weekend.
Yes.
We hope the weather is nice wherever you are.
And if it's not, hunker down and knit.
Ooh, happy anniversary to my parents. I think it's their 44th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
Tomorrow?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they're out touring around down south somewhere where it's nice and warm. So
awesome.
I know my mom probably won't get a chance to watch this. She's not a knitter, but she does watch.
My mom
too. So happy anniversary, guys, and I hope you're having a wonderful time.
Yes.
So yeah, that's all I got.
That's all I got too. Till next week.
Bye.
Bye.
I know. Maybe we're gonna have to do more. So it's
in the morning, so it's quieter.
No, the afternoon. Although it's weird, we never really know because sometimes the morning can be really busy.
I know. It's so weird. I didn't park my car out front. So.
That's maybe why.
And people wouldn't recognize my car anyway because I actually washed it.
No, but
I washed it and I cleaned the interior.
Ooh, I've washed mine, but a couple times, but I haven't done the interior.
I was getting fed up, like, with 2 small kids. Like, there's literally goldfish all over my car. And I couldn't take it anymore.
The crackers, not the real thing.
Yeah. Well, there might be. It's possible there's one of those back there, too, and I just don't know it. I found a mitten that we'd been missing.
Oh, jeez.
A little gray hand-knit mitten tucked someplace that it was not supposed to be and would never have been found, but for cleaning out the car, so... I can't imagine how that happened.
No, not at all.
Shocking.
I know. I've got to clean mine out, but I've got to take my dogs back for boosters, and then after I do that, my husband's truck is usually the vehicle that we transport them in if we're going and visiting family or whatever. And
yeah, because you can put them in the back. You put them in the backpack.
No, we don't put them in the backpack. But then if we have to take a lot of other stuff, that stuff can go in the backpack.
Yeah.
Where my car, basically, they have the entire I have a Subaru, so it's got divided off and be right behind the driver's seat, so we don't want to put a lot of stuff in with them because they get into it.
Yeah.
So, so then once I'm done taking them to their vet appointments, then I can
vacuum and
clean it, get all the dust and hair and dirt and salt. Oh. I've got the really nice floor mats for mine, so...
I've like the rubber floor mats, but around... Well, those all need to be taken out and like power washed because they're totally gross, but completely all the way around the edges on the carpet also needs to be shampooed because it's all the salt from the shoes and just...
I've got the WeatherTech ones that come quite a ways up. My car actually came with them, which was awesome.
That's cool. Mine go to a certain point, but I don't know what I do with my feet because there's just... Who knows?
Well, you kind of live in your car some weeks.
Some weeks I do. And that's part of it.
Yeah. Do I want to crochet or do I want to knit? The quandary.
Choices.
I know. Somebody came in the other day and they're like, don't tell me you do both. I was like, sorry.
Wow, that was kind of evil sounding. You must choose one or the other.
No, she was more just like sickened because I could do both. Not sickened.
I'm still gonna resurrect this attempt at crocheting. I made a few things. There was that one cowl that I was gonna do. Yeah. It just got all twisted. I need to rip it out and try it again. Maybe I should do that. Might be a good take a break project.
There you go.
Learn a new skill.
All right. I could always look at... Oh, I didn't bring my phone back because I will have to look. I think this color's next, and then it goes to this color.
We both took pictures.
Thank goodness I...
order of the yarn.
I know. It's a good thing because I have a general idea, but...
But then it starts to look, I think, different once you're knitting it up, and so you're do I want to do this one?
Well, it's funny because I've been working on this in the evening, and it's so funny seeing the colors like now I'm like, whoa, that's a lot brighter than I was thinking it was, because it, you know, in the evening it's
a
so
little
much
bit
darker.
Yeah.
So. Yep.
Yepers.
So, do we want to rock and roll so
I think
we
so.
can get Carol,
Carol
out
can
of
get
here on time?
Yeah.
What time is it? It's almost noon already?
We should get going.
Yep.
Yep. Alrighty.
Okay, we'll get this
Yay.
situated.
Okay.
And it's just a whole lot of knit and purl,
Yeah.
which is nice for me right now. Okay, there we go.
All right.
Okay,
Boodaloop. Boodaloop. Back on the air.
we're back, and I got a whole bunch of yarn now, which is good. But